Here we are back with another episode of Bubba and the Old Man. Today's show is going to be about the two candidates that we know are getting interviews.
Yep.
Kevin Steele, Steve Sarkisian.
Both not top-level options.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football.
All right, first we got Kevin Steele. He's already at Auburn. He's the interim head coach. He has been a head coach in the past and had a 9-36 record 20 freaking years ago. 1-31 in conference. One of the best defensive minds in college football. To prove it, I'll refer to one game because there is tons of games where I think he had a defensive scheme that was outstanding. But the one that sticks out in my head was the LSU game last year when LSU was on their amazing run and he held them to what, 24, 27 points?
Yeah, if we had a good offense.
We would have won that game.
No doubt.
You know, we had the game. Auburn had the game won, and the offense gave it away.
You just need to know the NFL talent. Carlton Davis, Carl Lawson,
Jeremiah Denson,
Jamel Dean, countless.
Derek Brown, Davidson,
Marlon Davidson,
Martravius
Adams. Got Trey Matthews from Georgia, turned him into a very good player.
Yeah.
At Auburn, and a lot of NFL talent.
I mean, he's just
regardless of talent, usually has a good output.
The reason, a lot of people are making good points. You know, how are you going to fix the mess when you were there during the mess? I do not feel that Kevin Steele was a part of the mess. Kevin Steele learned from Johnny Majors, Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, Les Miles. I think Kevin Steele is a very organized man.
And he'll run the team, and I don't think he'll dip his hand too much into any part of the team. He's obviously a solid recruiter. Just look at the talent. Again, even if they're 3 stars, he develops them very well. And one of the main things that I think we should keep him for, if we do decide to keep him, I'm not necessarily a fan of keeping him. Keeping around guys from an old coaching staff doesn't really work out unless the head coach retired and they just stepped into the next guy. But he will run this team solidly. There will be consistency regardless.
Yeah. Another thing is I think that the boosters, board of trustees, whatever you want to call them, I think they're going to throw money at him to fix it. I think right now they got a $13 million scoreboard. They got $60 or $70 million going in on football-only facility. There needs to be updates done. I think they've already updated the locker rooms, but there needs to be updates done to JHS, Jordan Hare Stadium. There's a lot more that's got to be done for Auburn to catch the Alabamas, the Clemsons, the LSUs, the Ohio States, the Notre Dames of the world.
Which is why even if we could go get Urban Meyer, we wouldn't be able to just throw crazy money at him.
No. Urban Meyer, from what I read, told Texas he wanted $12 million a year and full control over the football program.
Which tells me he didn't even really want to come back.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. But now we dive into Sark. A great offensive mind.
Yeah. Wacky offensive mind.
He loves his tinker toys.
Yeah.
Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, Najee Harris, Mac Jones. He is a very good offensive mind. He has won championships at the coordinator position. Mm-hmm. He is younger than Steele.
Yeah, 16 years.
Had a brain fart there for a minute, showing my age.
Has had experience in the NFL.
He has. I think he is a hell of a recruiter on the West Coast. I really have not looked to see how well he's done recruiting in the SEC. So he could be a hell of a recruiter. Most times, if you're a hell of a recruiter, you're a hell of a recruiter. Don't matter where you're at.
Yeah, I'd like him. It's just, I don't know if he would be Gus Malzahn 2.0 in a sense that he's too worried about the toys than the main part of the game at Auburn, which has consistently been the run game since Cadillac, before that even Bo Jackson. We've always been mainly a running football team,
right?
No matter who the quarterback is.
Another thing, a point going back to Kevin Steele is I've read several articles that say he wants to get back to a power run offense. Now, saying that, I do not believe he wants to line up in the eye and just head on head running. He has stated that he wants to use all 53 1/3 or 52 1/3 yards. He wants to spread the defense out, make them cover the entire field, and power run.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to get if he gets the job, he's just going to get his guy in there. He's going to be like, I just want, in general, this, you do everything else, which is what I've always wanted Gus to do. Even with Chad Morris, we didn't really get to see who he was.
Yeah.
He didn't really get a chance because Gus gave him a strict, these are your plays, make a game plan out of these plays. Or he just made the whole game plan for him.
And when Gus had a real bad problem of when 2 or 3 series wouldn't go right, start putting his hands in it.
Yeah. You got to let a guy get the... Chad Morris didn't really ever... I don't believe he ever really got a chance to see the game and see the way the game was going, because we'd go 3 and out, 5 plays, punt, all this, and then Gus would just dip his hands into it.
Yeah. So who are you picking? Who would you like to see him get?
I honestly would take either. I would take Kevin Steele. Wouldn't necessarily be enthusiastic about it because it's not the flashy guy.
Right.
It's not the big thing, but there would be consistency. But I would get really hyped up, and I would prefer Sarkisian.
So I'm on the other side. I don't want Sark. I don't. Just for the simple fact, like you said, I think he would want to still call plays, and I think he would have his hands too much in the offense. I understand we are turning a corner in football where offense wins, but listen, if Kevin Steele goes out and gets the best, the brightest young mind offensive coordinator, if he gets not Joe Brady, Joe Brady's not making a lateral move from offensive coordinator at Carolina to offensive coordinator at Auburn. It's not going to happen. I don't even think he'd take the head coaching job at Auburn. I think he wants to be in the NFL. But if he got a Joe Brady-esque offensive coordinator and gave him the keys to that Ferrari, I think he'd drive the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Steele will obviously, like I've said like 70,000 times now, would bring consistency. He would bring a program and that he knows how to run a team, because it's been 20 years since he had a dumpster fire.
Right, but you know, he did after that. And he was told, he let it be known in the interview that he was told by several head coaching friends of his, don't take that job. And he stated that is the worst mistake of his career. But then he bounced back under Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, Les Miles. He has all of this knowledge of those great coaches, those championship winning coaches. He can mash it all together and put it in.
Gene Chizik, even though he was not successful at Iowa State, the one year he was very successful could be the way that Kevin Steele is successful. I don't know the type of coach Gene Chizik is. I'm guessing he's defensive coach.
He was defensive coordinator.
Yeah. I wasn't deep into football at that time. I was very young. But if Kevin Steele got, which Gus was a very young offensive mind at that point, he got that guy.
He was in his 40s.
Yeah. Gene Chizik let him do his job, and then Gene Chizik did his job.
Yeah.
Which I think is the only way we're going to win a national championship. If Kevin Steele, which is very bright guy, brings in a guy who can develop Bo Nix, we could have a miracle year in the next 2 or 3 years.
Another thing that I think Kevin Steele has to do, this even goes to Steve Sarkisian if he gets it. You better go out and get the best offensive line coach you can get.
That's
I'm talking Sam Pittman level offensive line coach. That can recruit their guys. That can. I mean, let's take it back and let's look at it. Quentin Nelson, the year he was recruited to Notre Dame, was like the number 4 or number 5 offensive lineman in his class. He's now arguably one of the best offensive linemen in the game.
Yeah, it's rare you see a guard in that level.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting 3-star offensive linemen anymore that you're bringing in, grooming up, putting on the field, and they're getting drafted in the first round. Quentin Nelson went what, number 4, number 5 overall?
Yeah, it's rare.
Very
rare. It still happens that you see 3-star guys come in, they get green.
That's what I'm saying. It's not all the time.
But scouts are at such a level now, they can usually tell who's great in high school.
You know, Andrew Thomas was a top-tier 5-star recruit for Georgia. Sam Pittman plugged him in at right tackle as a true freshman. When Isaiah Wilson went in the first or second round in the draft of New England, he just shifted him over. I mean, that's the kind of offensive lineman you have to win football games.
Yeah, games are won in the trenches still to this day.
And Gus got to where he relied on transfers too much. That's why our offensive line, whoever the coach is next year, the offensive line is depleted. The running back, I mean, we had Tank, DJ Williams, Flash, Mark Anthony Richards. Mark Anthony Richards is not Flash, Worm. Mark Anthony Richards is in the transfer portal, and Worm is talking about going to the draft early.
Mark Anthony Richards is in the...
Yeah, he's in the transfer
portal.
I
knew Harold Joyner had transfer.
That's another one. Harold Joyner. That's 5. That's 3 that are gone, and we're left with 2.
Yeah, Harold Joyner. I don't know why we couldn't figure out something for him. He's like 6'4", 225.
And he can run.
Yeah, man. He's a Cam Petway clone.
You know, but Gus Malzahn got his guy, Tank, and run him into the ground. And did just what he did with Currion. Did just what he did with DJ Williams last year. Run them into the ground until they get hurt.
Because our offensive line sucks. You can't consistently break 3 tackles before you even hit the offensive line, even in college football.
I mean, it's terrible. He run Curry and Johnson into the ground, and then we got to the SEC championship game, and his tank was empty. Yeah, and he was hurt.
Because he ran freaking Curry on like 35 times against Bama. Hurt his shoulder.
Well, he ran him like 35 times a game.
Yeah, I know. But either way, like regardless, it's going to be a good thing to see change. At least at Auburn, 8 years it got repetitive.
Yeah.
And at least we're excited to see change, whoever it is. I don't know if we can pick a terrible coaching candidate from the guys that we're seeing.
Well, you know, I mean, other names that have been on list: Dan Quinn, Billy Napier.
Billy Napier is from Louisiana.
Lafayette, yeah.
There's
some more that skip my mind right now. I for one would love Kevin Steele. I think with Kevin Steele, I think you keep the recruiting class together. As bad as it is, you keep it together. You get a good offensive mind in. Get Chad Morris out. I'm sorry, I love you, Cody. Get Cody Burns out. You're not a wide receiver coach. I don't know about Cadillac. He's only on his 2nd or 3rd year. I mean, yeah, our running backs run good when the offensive line blocks.
It's all up to the guy that comes in, though.
Yeah.
If Kevin Steele gets in there, he's smart enough. I'll trust him to pick somebody.
No matter, I don't care if they go get a high school coach and put him in there. I'm still going to cheer for Auburn next year.
Yeah.
Period. I'm still going to get hyped for the season, and I'm still going to talk trash to everybody I know that's an Alabama fan. Bama still sucks. I don't give a damn how much they win. You suck.
Yeah. We bleed blue and orange. Love you guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye. Selena, go!
Oh.
Stop!